Yeah. Oh, we on? Why didn't you tell me that? Holy smokes! Why do you do that? Good afternoon. Hush up. Just threw me off my game. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Afternoon Market Action. My name is Glenn.
My name is Ryan.
Oh my gosh, Joey likes to do that every so often. If you can hear us loud and clear, please let us know in the chat. I can't believe you did that. I can't believe you did that. Say hi to Joey. Joey, I don't know why he did that, just the way he did that. Welcome to Afternoon Market Action, also known as Western Wednesday. Yeehaw! All right, you were supposed to back that up with something.
Yeehaw.
All right, fine, whatever. Here we go. VP puts yeehaw up there. Thank you.
Hey, thanks, VP.
Holy smokes. All right,
John says 45 degrees in Boston.
Well, what's the temperature here? We got, you know what it is?
Glenn, it's going to be 80
it's
today.
79 degrees right here in Charlotte. 79 degrees.
And tomorrow it's supposed to be above 80 as well.
So we'll see what's going on. It's a lot of weather, a lot of warmth in Charlotte. Huh? That weather be weathering. All right.
That weather be weather.
Market way overbought. Surprise, it has not come down more. John, you've known that I've been saying on the channel for the longest time that I'm not feeling warm and fuzzy about this market. Somebody put a comment, Glenn needs a warm and fuzzy indicator to let us everybody know when he's warm and fuzzy. So, did you have an earthquake in Texas? We're going to Texas. How long? December 2nd. We're going to be in Texas. Me, Jim Penna, and Ray Clark. So we're going to be live. If you want to, go to www.vectorvest.com/Dallas. You can register now. It is a live event, not recorded. Not recorded. So I will be there. Jim Penna will be there, and Ray Clark will be there. I put that in the comment, that Glenn warm and fuzzy indicator. That was you, John? Yeah, I know. I don't have a warm and fuzzy indicator just quite yet. So let's talk about what's going on. Today's topic is Pops, Drops, and the Magnificent Seven. How many of you saw the video last night about the Magnificent Seven, about the tech and AI stocks on the rise? Janice, are you coming to Texas? You're coming to Texas. I wish you happy birthday in person. How about a live stream at Bretton Woods in New Hampshire in mid-January? Nah, that ain't happening. That ain't happening.
Well, John, I've actually been to Bretton Woods before.
I haven't, and I'm not going.
It's beautiful out there.
It could be beautiful, but it's cold. It could be beautiful.
It's way too cold.
But it's cold. All right. I will be next door in Louisiana. My wife is there. All right, my wife is there now. So we did the video on the Magnificent Seven last night. A lot of my stocks today are going to be Magnificent Seven stocks as well. And then on Friday, if you watch the special presentation, if you're a subscriber, you get it. But on YouTube, we also put the special presentation. I'm going to show you how to trade the Magnificent Seven stocks. All right, so that's I'm putting a lot of emphasis on these stocks because I think AI is what's really driving these higher. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. With that being said, let's get into what's going on in the market. What do I push, Joey? See? All right. Here we go. Let's go look at the stocks and what's going on in the market. We know that the Fed, how many times did the Fed pause now, Ryan?
This is their third month?
The third time they paused.
Third time?
And you would think that would be a bullish mark on the market and that the market would be rocking and rolling. We did break through on our market timing graph, the downward trend line. We got the DEW up. But as I look over the last couple of days after the market did run up and break through all of that stuff, what's the market doing? This is today's market. Flat to down. Flat to down.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And that's where we stand right now. Flat to down. And I'm sitting back and I'm wondering, everybody wanted the Fed to pause because it's hurting the economy. It was supposed to be a bullish thing, but it just ain't happening. So now I got to ask, what do you guys want? What does the typical retail investor want in order to make the market move up? Does anybody have any ideas? Ryan, do you have any idea what the typical investor wants at this particular point in time?
Right now, I would say they kind of just want to know what's going to be going on, what's happening over the next several months. There's a lot of talks of recessions, soft landings, unemployment data. I think there's just a lot of uncertainty in the markets right now.
I'm with you 110%. I think that markets don't like ambiguity. They don't like surprise. They don't like not knowing what's going to happen. And I think you're right on target with what is not making the market go up. Fitz says world peace. Outside, I don't think we've ever and ever will have world peace. I think that somebody's going to find a reason to fight with somebody. Go ahead.
And I was going to say, depending on what stocks you own, if you're heavy on oil right now in your portfolio, you may want peace, but the money's not going to be in peace. Let's be honest.
Here's another one. Oil moving up would help. I agree. And I think Ryan and I have a true confession to talk about today when we start talking about oil. Pawan says yields to go down to be comfortable to get back to stocks. Well, the thing is, somebody posted in here real early and said that the market is overbought. And it is. Why is the market overbought? Because the money is being made in the market rather than in the banks. So the battle in the stock market is earnings yield versus interest yield. That's what the battle is in the market. Money goes where money grows. With low interest rates, nobody was putting money in the bank. So where were they putting it? In the stock market. And more people were begrudgingly investing in the stock market because the banks weren't paying anything. Now, with the higher interest rates, banks are paying more. And I think it's becoming a little bit more attractive. And that's going to help to pull the market lower. Glenn hasn't been warm and fuzzy about this market in a minute. I think that there's a lot of things that are still in play to push the market lower. I am not trying to be pessimistic. I'm just trying to be realistic and keep you guys' heads off the swivel about what to do, what not to do, and get a better understanding of what's going on in the world, what's going on in the economy, what's going on in the market. So that's what, and it's tough. World peace starts at home, being at peace with yourself, your family, and your neighbors. Sherilyn, I couldn't agree with you more.
Definitely,
but
spot on.
I think from a theoretical standpoint, that's great. From a realistic standpoint, there's always going to be someone who hates somebody else, and these things will happen. And it's going to affect not only economies, but the stock market. So what should we do for today? Get out of the market? We'll talk a little bit more about that, Amir. All right, so I wanted to show you what was going on in the market with the pause, the third pause, and that the market is really not moving. I am going to put on the stock market graph. I was thinking about wanting to do this or not, but I'm going to do it. That's today. I put this.
Let's do it, Glenn. I like surprises. What are we going to do?
Let's go see. Let's go look at where's the market open today. Somewhere up in here. The market's still lower than the open. Leveling out. There's the MTI. Something that I do want you to pay attention to. Even with the market's been moving, coming off a low, nicely moving up. Look at that. Market's curling over. All right, number one. The buy to sell ratio hasn't really moved. Throughout all of this move to the upside, I want you guys to see this. This is an indicator that lets us know when the market is oversold. All right. And when coming off a bottom, this indicator right here, the buy to sell ratio will start to rock and roll. It never really did. That's a key reason of why I feel that the market still has some downside. This indicator looks at the amount of buys in the system divided by sells and gives us a real movement, a real understanding of stocks becoming buy recommendations if the market is really in a trend. Buy to sell ratio is still low. Absolutely, Amir. This is why I am still not warm and fuzzy about the market. All right. With that being said, let's get into our web stories. What did I? You told me not to push it here. I did.
Don't push anything. Over there.
All right. So what do I do? Man, let's go to the stories.
Pull up the web stories?
Yeah, we'll go to the stories. All right. Stop looking at me like that in that tone of voice. All right. Anyway, So the low buy to sell ratio is the warm and fuzzy indicator then. You know, something that would be a little bit more warm and fuzzy. Excuse me. If the buy to sell ratio was moving, because it would tell me that more stocks were getting buy recommendations in the current rally, and that didn't happen. We need to make some money now for bills and for turkey. Okay. Ultra Magnus says, following the primary wave for now. You do realize, Ultra Magnus, that the primary wave is a very fast indicator, and it will whipsaw you, especially in the current market conditions. So just be careful with it. We did have the primary wave with the backup of the DEW, and the market still doesn't want to move. All right, talking about oil. Let's go talk about this. My story is quick. Oil sputters to a 3-month low as demand concerns mount. So I'm going to be the first one, and I'm going to say, if Akshaya is here or not, I'm not feeling oil. I'm no longer feeling oil, and that's because I still think something's wrong. We talk about demand, but OPEC and Russia are cutting supply. To me, that means that oil should be rising. It's simple supply and demand. But the stories are saying that the demand is getting lower. So I'm going to leave my story there. Let's go to Ryan. Ryan is going to do a little bit more of an in-depth on oil. Go ahead.
All right, I'm just pulling up my story now.
I got it on the screen.
Well, I have to pull up my screen because it's bigger.
Oh.
I can't read your little screen.
Wow, so my screen is little. Okay, that's fine. All right.
So, just building off of Glenn's article, oil, it hits a 3-month low. Now, the biggest surprise to me is that actually oil is lower now than when the Israeli-Hamas conflict first started. So all of those, the jump ups that we saw for about that week or two, right after the conflict started, all that is gone. The reason why I'm no longer bullish on oil, I said it a couple weeks ago. I've said it before on the videos. I was really looking at Brent at the 85 level, which on November 2nd actually broke it, went down to 80, I think it was at 84.80. So it did break that support. And then over the last few days, obviously, definitely breaking that support. I think we're at like 79 when it comes to Brent right now.
Just real quick, Ryan, somebody put in here that the government needs to fill the strategic reserves at some point too.
Correct. That, I don't have the figures with me on the strategic reserve, but we could see here, crude oil inventories just saw a major build. Now they rose by 11.9 million barrels for last week. Now,
from where? That's always where?
Now, before it was at 10.56 million barrels so far this year.
Okay.
And that's from the API data. So the API data shows a net build in crude oil inventories in the United States of 10.56. That's the average so far this year. Last week was at 11.9. So it's above average. So we're seeing inventory start to grow. And I think a lot of it, I think OPEC is very smart. Obviously they have a lot of, smart individuals working for them in their forecasting. And I think that they saw, global demand weakening, and that's why they were on the forefront of cutting the supply. This started back in June or July of this year to kind of keep, oil prices elevated, which they did get elevated. That, and with the conflict going on between Israel and Hamas definitely helped that. But now the fear of, the demand diminishing by a global economic slowdown. I think that's really the pressure right now. And like I said, from a technical standpoint, if we put all the news and the world politics aside, just from a technical standpoint, oil breaking that 85 level support, that was key. That was my kind of cutoff for oil. So I'm not holding any oil positions right now. Am I saying that this rally is over? No, a lot of this is going to be affected by the developments that come out of this conflict in the Middle East, and B, economic data on a global stage to see if demand is still there.
All right. So now I'm going to go to the backside of the story. Occidental Petroleum beats quarter 3 estimates amid strong oil production. I'm saying, where's the strong oil production? This is Houston. It beat the oil gas company reported a $1.18 share profit compared to an average Wall Street forecast of 84 cents. So there are a couple of oil stocks. This Exxon is moving too because it beat earnings. So are there some oil plays? The answer to that question is yes, but not nearly as much as both Ryan and I think. And I'm with him in that I think that oil right now may not be the best play. And I just did a freaking video on the two best industries to be in right now is oil and gold. Well, whoop-de-doo there.
Well, I mean, you could look at a glass half full approach too, Glenn. If you're not already in oil and you're waiting to get in oil, well, opportunities could be presenting themselves here in the near future as well.
How near is the future?
How near
is the future?
Well, a lot of that, like I said, a lot of that depends, the news coming out of Israel, Hamas conflict. If that escalates to regional players, such as Iran or some of the other OPEC members, let's be honest, that's going to shoot, oil prices up.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So if you're playing oil or if you plan on playing oil, keeping your ears to what's happening in that conflict in the Middle East and keeping your ears of what's going on economically on a global standpoint, those are the two things to pay attention to. When am I going to be bullish? Like Jerome Powell says, I am data dependent.
Nice. I like that. I like that. Data dependent. All right. So I think that we're both in the boat right now that neither one of us are carrying oil positions, but I like the idea of, depending on what goes on in the conflict in Israel, that could weigh heavy on price of oil going higher, which I think it should already be going higher. But all right, next story is a Ryan story talking about, something, unions got a big shot in the arm because of the fight that the UAW put up, and pharmacy walkout organizers helped launch a national push to unionize pharmacist technicians. Talk about it, Ryan.
So, I did a short on this earlier today. Obviously, couldn't get into too much detail. But from what I learned, so I did a little bit of research on this morning, that there was a walkout at a Walgreens in Illinois between some, pharmacists and pharmacist technicians that had concerns over staffing issues, essentially conditions that they felt weren't safe for both the employee and patients alike. And there's actually, doing some research, there's not much. I couldn't find any unions in the pharmacy space. The only individuals that might have some ties to unions that are already existing are some of their affiliate pharmacies and Kroger's. That's the only thing I could find. So now, since this walkout has gained national attention, there is a group, a new partnership between the organizers and what's called I Am Healthcare. Now, their goal is to literally to unionize the pharmacy industry, big pharma. This would focus on patients and employees, right? Now, what I found out really interesting from this article is that the Pharmacy Guild is what they're calling this movement. If we scroll down, I'm going
to see if I can give you.
Give me control for a second.
There you go. You should have it.
All right, let me scroll down here. So, you're familiar with the Writers Guild, how they went on strike this past summer? So they're calling this the Pharmacy Guild. Kind of, I guess a play on words there. But ultimately, this is the objective of the Pharmacy Guild here. The Pharmacy Guild hopes to get 1,000 pharmacists and technicians to fill out the form. They're predicting that 90% of the pharmacist techs or pharmacists, in this industry will be unionized within 5 years. And that would include Walgreens and CVS.
John says, are we part of the VectorVest Guild then?
Well, Glenn, are we about to go on strike?
Hell no, I'm not. Nope. Nope. I'm not even getting into that talk. Nope. I love what I do here. Oh, no.
I don't blame you. So this was my thoughts, right? We've already had a lot of issues with unions and the automakers, unions and, the Writers Guild, the Actors Guild, putting out film content. So me personally, do I feel like there would be some benefit for the employees and patients from unionization? Potentially, yes. I do see, some potential benefit from there. But what I also see is rising cost from unionization, and in an environment where inflationary pressures are already, putting, consumers, strapped. I think unionization here, honestly, for me personally, if unions go into CVS or Walgreens, I'm not going to touch either one of these stocks with a 10-foot pole.
Gotcha.
Because as we learned from Ford and Stellantis and GM, all it takes is a union strike to really, put some damage, when it comes to their business. So me personally, if unions do get involved here with Big Pharma, I don't necessarily see that being good for their bottom dollar. But, let me know what you think, Glenn.
I think that unions are a good thing to protect employees.
Mm-hmm.
I think it goes beyond that when the unions get greedy.
Correct.
So I won't push that point too much. I think that they were started for the right reasons, but I think when people strong arm you into joining a union, that ain't cool. And the unions have a lot of power. They have a lot of power over the organizations, and they have a lot of power over the people who wish or don't wish to join the union. And if you don't join the union, you get ostracized. That's not cool. I should have a choice whether or not I want to be part of your union or not. But the more people that they have in the union, the more dues that they get from these people, the more money that they have, the more power that they have, blah, 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 blah. I think they're done for the right reasons. But not every union has the people's real hearts at hand. All right, so that's how I'll answer that question. That's how I'll answer that. Extreme executive pay triggered the strikes. Is that extreme executive pay or is it capitalism, Rick? Now, that's what capitalism is all about, is your ability to make a product or a service and charge people for it. So I walk a tightrope when I called them greedy. It's capitalism. Now, I did a story soon after the UAW thing that stated that what they're paying out, these companies are going to be just fine. So I got you, Rick, on that. They make a lot of money. They got hurt during the strike because it hurt the bottom line, but they make enough money to pay for the concessions that they gave into. So that's my take on it, Ryan.
Okay.
All right. Next story. Magnificent Seven stocks. Magnificent Seven's latest news by my cap weighting. I did a story on it. You guys liked the video, at least for our channel. There's a lot of people that watched it, which was great. And my list today is pretty much going to have my Magnificent Seven stocks, and we'll go from there. So we'll come back to that. I am talking about that today. Next story is Ryan's story. Take Two. You did a video on this a while ago, and it did really well, didn't it?
I don't think it was Take Two.
No, what was it? What was TTOO?
Oh, that's T2 Biosystems.
Oh, okay, never mind. Okay.
So Take Two. Now, Take Two is a gaming company, right? Now, one of their biggest franchises, and honestly, one of the biggest franchises in gaming in history, has been the Grand Theft Auto series.
It's the game that Joey plays. Call of Duty.
I play it too.
It's Call of Duty. I don't play it anymore. I don't like it. They went after Nick Merckx.
I played GTA 5 for like 6-7 years straight.
They went after Nick Merckx, so I don't like Call of Duty no more.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
But ultimately, just on the announcement of a new GTA 6, Take-Two surged 9%, well, just a little bit over 9% in pre-market this morning. They just received, confirmation of the next franchise trailer. So I see this being a huge potential, especially with, one thing I find a lot of guys my age and even younger are doing, especially now with inflationary pressure so high, video games.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
You buy a video game for
Absolutely.
$50, you're entertained for years. It is a cheap way to save money. Now, are you going to be very productive? Probably
No.
not, but you're going to spend less money. So I see, if the consumer is strapped, if things, if the consumer has to buckle down a little bit more, I really do see a lot of potential in some of these gaming stocks, as almost like a hedge against inflation. A lot of customers, don't want to go out and spend so much money. Every time you leave the house, you're spending an astronomical amount of money. So finding ways to, have entertainment in the house and save money, I like it.
I never got a PS5. I would play it on the PS. I got a PS4. You got a PS5?
I do not. I have a gaming computer.
You got a PS5? Joey plays Xbox. That's horrible.
I had an Xbox.
Xbox is a horrible system.
What?
Because I'm a hater. I'm not a hater.
Hey, for the gamers out there, put in the comment section if you prefer Xbox or PlayStation.
Okay, so
and Jake,
one
yes,
for
I'm
Xbox, two for PlayStation. One for Xbox,
two for PlayStation.
Come on, PlayStation people. Come on, PlayStation people.
Jake says mine's a cheap.
Come on, PlayStation people. I like the news on this, and I like your analysis in that.
He said, "Come on, PlayStation."
I like your analysis that a lot of people are staying home, and it is a cheap way to entertain for hours. I remember when I was playing, and it'd be like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I'd be like, "Holy smokes, where did all the time go?" But that's exactly right.
I mean, I literally bought the new Diablo to save money this past summer. You think about it, Glenn. You go out one night for food, maybe some drinks, go see a movie. Who knows? You can spend $100 easily.
Absolutely.
So if I buy a game and that prevents me from going out 5 nights that month, that's $500 I say. That's the way I look at it.
And just Uber in some pizza.
Just Uber in some pizza. Or if I want to be really cheap, Jake, I'll just drive and go get my pizza.
Wow. All right. Here we go. Next story. In regards to the economy, Americans spent big. Now overdue bills are rising. That's one of my 5. Here's my 5. One of my 5 bubbles. One of my 5 bubbles. That's not it. Where's my bubbles, Joey? What did you do with my bubbles?
I threw it away.
Did you throw away my bubbles? I got too much stuff on my desk.
Well, didn't credit card debt just hit like a record high?
Yeah, it went up to another something trillion.
Like 1.2 trillion or something? Something ridiculous.
Dang it. I lost my bubbles. Anyway, one of them is credit cards. Oh, here they are. Found them.
VP says, I don't have time to waste on a game. VP, I don't blame you.
And there's not right now, I'm not gaming because I don't think my wife would like it if I stayed up 3, 4, 5, 6 hours of the day after work be playing. So that's why I'm not playing. I ain't messing. Listen. So I got an ETF which looks at Visa. I would be bearish on it right now. And last story is
it's a bearish ETF.
No, Visa? I would play it. It plays options, so I would buy puts instead of buying calls. And the last story is shares of Roblox pops 15% after the company's third quarter results beat estimates.
Yeah. So tonight's video, 6 p.m. I'm actually going to be doing tonight's video on metaverse stocks.
Okay.
I know this is a topic that really hasn't been in the news, at least for the past 6 months to a year. This is a very hot topic this time last year. A couple of reasons why I decided to, do the video this evening. 2 companies reported earnings this week. The first one being Datadog, up 30% on earnings beat.
Big move, bro.
You saw that? So Datadog has some exposure to metaverse.
Okay.
And now Roblox this morning, it actually got as high as 18%. Now, Roblox, one of the big things there that investors liked from that earnings report. Let me just see if I can take the mouse real quick. There we go. So the company added 20% of their daily active users from the prior year. So huge gain in their active users. Now, in addition, Roblox is not a profitable company, but they are going on the path to profitability. As we see here, the loss per share was at 45 cents. The estimates came in at just 51 cents.
So they lost.
So they are getting closer.
They still lost money, but lost less.
Okay. Yeah. And this is actually a pattern. Over the last 2 quarters, they're losing less and less money. Okay. So they're trying to be on the path of profitability. So yeah, tonight's video, I haven't even thought about metaverse stocks in a long time. So in tonight's video, I go over some market timing, some articles that, I feel that might be appropriate, is to give some insight on, why I'm bullish on some of these metaverse stocks. And I'm actually giving you my top 5 metaverse picks, which I was really surprised that 3 out of these 5 stocks are up over the last 3 months.
Wow.
while the market's been going down.
Look at that. Ryan's giving the bonuses, baby.
Just trying to find, some opportunities in the market and, give the people the fish that they want.
All right. Let's get into the stocks. How to do? I'm gonna punch Joey. All right. I am gonna punch Joey. I can't punch Joey. Is that evidence that I just threatened you? That the whole world just heard?
It is recorded.
Oh, you can't even say it right. You can't even Mirandaize me. You never.
I never heard it.
Who's Miranda? Who the heck is Miranda? All right. Gotta laugh at that a little bit. All right. Joey, you have to send the recording to HR. I'm about to get canceled. Oh boy. Ryan, I guess it'll all be you. All right. It'll all be you. You ready?
It'll just be the Ryan show. No more Ryan and Glenn.
Instead of Ryan and Glenn, it'll be just the Ryan show. And it was planned the whole time? Wow. Thanks, Joey.
Only a matter of time.
It's just a matter of time. All right.
Glenn, I will wear your black hat just in remembrance to honor you.
I'm taking my black hat. You ain't touching my hat. You ain't even think about touching my hat. All right. So here's what the market's doing today. A little bit of the VIX is down. Interesting, a mixed market with the VIX down. Normally when the VIX is down, the market moves up. The market's just not having it. And you notice what catches my attention too? The IWM. The lower dollar, more risky stocks are not moving up. Couple that with the buy to sell ratio not moving up. There's a lot to not feel warm and fuzzy about. All right, so I'm just putting that out there. John says, actually, don't go to HR. Don't go to HR, Joey. Oh boy. All right, so I'm getting canceled. Everybody's gonna vote for me to get canceled.
I'm getting canceled.
All right, I'm gonna start.
Bye, Glenn. Nice to know you.
It was nice knowing you too. All right, Debbie says gaming can often and often is an addiction, kids especially. I'm beginning to think that gaming has a way to really mess with your brain, same as several drugs do. Think about that. So you know something? In a home, Debbie, I'm going to say that for anybody who's got kids, there should be time constraints on when your kids should be playing games. But as adults, we grown-ass people. And, we're going to do what we want to do. And could it affect us adversely? Well, when it affects your ability to do your job or just interact in the real world, then it becomes a problem. Then it becomes a problem. And so that's the way I look at it. Love me some Glenn. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I think, anything in excess.
Go ahead. Instead of
anything
moderation.
In excess. Can be bad.
I agree.
Just like a lot of things in life, you have to have self-discipline. You got to moderate,
Right. But I'm a big fan of, if you've got kids that game, you put time constraints on. You got to. You got to. All right.
And you can also choose what type of game.
Well, you need to.
They don't all have to be, shoot 'em up and Grand Theft Auto games.
I'm not gonna,
There's a lot of educational games out there.
I'm not going to let my 5-year-old grandson play Grand Theft Auto. That ain't happening, because he'd be like, Papa, what's going on? I'll be like, oh, heck no. Where's your mama? I'm about to beat your mama for letting you play that game. Think I won't? Oh, no, I'm not playing that. And I love my kids. I love my grandkids. But I think that as a grandparent, even as a parent, as a grandparent, I'm not letting you play those games. Well, mommy said I can play. Where's your mama? Let me get my belt. Where's your mama? Because I'm about to take care of that. All right. If your grown ass has a wife, you maybe have better things to do than play. That's why I don't play games, Linda. That's just why. Ryan's not married. I am. So I know. I so know. There's much better things I can do than gaming. There was a time though. But right now I'm married. I got my, that's another story for another time. I'm gonna start with my stocks. All right. Here's my picks.
Please, Glenn, let us know where this is going.
It's going nowhere fast, which is why I'm getting back to stocks. This is just why I'm getting back to stocks. All right. So I'm looking at the Magnificent Seven. All right. And Nvidia, Meta, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Apple, Tesla. Tech stocks, AI stocks, combination of the both. All right. When I look at these stocks, out of the seven, 5 out of the 7 have relative values above 1. So these are stocks that should outperform the market. I look at the relative safeties. Every one has a relative safety above 1, which means that they tend to make money. So now, this is what I say about this. When somebody put this on a Facebook site, the website, Facebook site that knows more than we do, always knows more than we do, was like, this was ridiculous in regards to this. And I was like, what? You look at these stocks, for the most part, they're fundamentally sound. The other side of this is that it's the buzz, and what is the buzz being driven by? AI. AI ain't going away no time soon, and more companies are trying to get a piece of the AI pie. So to sit back and say, well, this is ridiculous and laugh at it, just goes to show just how little you know about the market and why we bring these things to the forefront. Now, for those of you who say, well, these stocks have gone up and I'm not going to touch them, that's fine. But these are stocks that, as you can look at, are all buy and holds, all earnings growths positive. You know that earnings is the engine that drives the stock price higher. Looking at our indicators, look at the VST. Every single one has a VST above 1, and every single one, 6 out of the 7, has a CI above 1. So to sit back and talk like you know more than what we know and more what the data shows goes to show nothing. All right? So that's why we're spending some time on this. And on Friday, the special presentation is going to talk about how to trade the Magnificent 7 stocks with market timing. So I think it's a hot enough topic that we want to keep it in the forefront. We want you guys to be able to make money on it. Now, a lot of these stocks are overvalued. A lot of these stocks are very expensive. But again, more money is in the stock market because people weren't getting anything in the banks. If you don't like overvalued stocks, then my next statement is going to be this. Don't touch these stocks. Don't touch them. But I'm giving you an opportunity to take advantage of a topic that's hot and giving you an opportunity to make money. All right? So there's the Magnificent 7 stocks. Again, we're going to have something on Friday is going to show you how to trade these stocks. And then my last 3 stocks in here, in regards to credit cards, IYG and IYJ are 2 ETFs that track a lot of credit cards. Right now, if credit cards are going to be a problem, I would buy puts on this. So I'm keeping you on board with that. Oil, looking poopy, but Occidental is not. So I think that oil is going through a whole lot of poopiosity. It is definitely going through a whole lot of poopiosity. Ultra Magnus, we'll look at stocks in a second. All right, so those are my picks. I like the Magnificent 7. Don't forget to tune in on Friday to show you how to put this into a systematic way of trading in. Credit cards, I'd be buying puts on IYG or IYJ. Right now, like Ryan said, wait for oil to come to you. Right now, it's not. But there are a couple of oil companies that are making money, like Occidental Petroleum and Exxon. All right, let's go to Ryan's picks. And something tells me I'm missing a trade in here somewhere. Is that it?
Take Two, Walgreens,
Roblox.
Roblox. No, yeah, that's all of them. Yeah, I just had the 3.
Okay, that's fine.
And then on my last story, I'm no longer bullish oil right now.
Okay.
But yeah, with indecision in the major indexes right now, yellow lights, across the board when it comes to the color guard. Again, cash is always the position. Now, reason why I chose these stocks, because there's stories behind them. Roblox and Take-Two Entertainment have positive news. Tech has been moving up, rallying pretty strong the past week or so. We'll actually see the NASDAQ did finally just, it's teeter-tottering. It's positive right now. But Walgreens, I am short. I think with this news of the unionization, I am short that position right now. Just because, with the auto manufacturers and, the film industry, unions have kind of left a bad taste, in my mouth at least, for, some industries. And I think at least in the short term till next Wednesday, I think, Walgreens is going to react negatively to what's going on in the news here. So I'm shorting them and I'm long the 2 tech companies.
All right.
And these 2 tech companies I'm along are metaverse plays too.
All right. Let's get down to their picks. Did you do picks for them last week?
Yes, I did.
Oops. Was this?
But it's in my system.
So these, you did them in a different account, didn't you?
I did them in my account.
All right. And
well, we didn't test these, so we should probably test these.
All right, let's go test these. Customer picks from.
These would have been 2 weeks ago?
Yep. We'll see how good their picks were. Not the first. Yeah. Would have been the 25th.
Yes.
Quick test. 2 weeks worth of time. Look at them. Look at them. Eking out a little bit of something. I know we have some happy
subscribers. Their stocks are up. Half winners, half losers, just about.
Yep. They made a little bit of money. They didn't beat the market, but they made a little bit of money. Look at these stocks are going to be pretty when they grow up. Look at these little fellers. Look at these little fellers. All right. Anyway, I don't know where that just came from. Because Joey does that to me all the time. I'm not a little. I'm.
Oh, you little feller.
I'm going to fight you. He just called me a little feller. All right. Let's go look at some.
Well, Glenn, we all know that's not true.
That's not true. Thank you, Ryan. That's not true. All right. Give the tickets for the cheaper versions of the Big 7 as NV. Nope. I haven't looked at a cheap version of the Big 7. Let me think about that for tomorrow's live stream. Let me think about that for tomorrow's live stream. I might be able to. I don't think all of them have a cheap version, but let me see. I might think about that. We'll see. Jazz says nothing below the belt. I want a nice clean fight. You know something? We should YouTube a fight. Me and you.
Hey, look what Mark commented. Oil futures have dropped below the 200-day moving average. Until it gets back above the 200-day SMA, I will not buy oil stock, says Mark.
All right, let's do that real quick.
Like that.
We're going to look at their stocks. And Ryan, when I tell you, call out the stocks to me. But let's go look at USO. Go look at USO. I probably have a 5200 layout. I think. Just saw it. There it is.
Could you just do an acid test?
Oh, no. Not on a 3 month. Oh, that's a 1 hour. Let's go through a 3 hour. I don't have, 3 months, 6 months. I don't have a 50 and 200 day. Oh, you said it was below. What did you say?
He said it was below the 200 days.
Actually, it's not. Moving average. It's just above.
Well, he's probably talking about the commodity itself.
Okay.
But you can see this oil fund here is reaching that same territory, which is not a good sign.
Absolutely. All right. Give me the first 10 stocks that come up, Ryan.
All right. Oh, yeah. Mark says oil futures, guys.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking.
And that's what you just said. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Go ahead and give us the stocks. Let's do this.
Oh, my.
All right. We got Ulta, ULTA.
Okay.
DDOG.
Datadog.
Palantir.
PLTR. Decker Outdoors.
LLY.
Lily.
DG.
Dollar General. They're everywhere. 1, 2,
TNA.
6, TNA, 7,
Starbucks.
8,
ANET,
9,
ANET. RCL.
Royal Caribbean, 10. There's your 10 stocks.
All
All
right.
right. How do you want to do this? You want to take the top 5 or
You want to do
bottom
every
5?
other one?
You want to take the top 5 or bottom 5?
I'll do the top
All
5.
right. Go ahead, take them. You got control.
All right, first on the list here, we've got Deck trading at $628. We value it at $617, so it's fairly valued. Down today, fundamentally, this is actually our top stock in this list. So you can see fundamentally RVRS, very positive ratings here. The short-term price trends in our favor. Got it by rating. And let's scroll over and see what the GRT's doing. At 20, gotta love the stock. It's doing really good here. Got the buy rating. ANET as well, fundamentally sound. It is an uptrend. Just see what the value is here. So it's trading a little bit of a premium here at 209. We valued at 173. Eli Lilly, same situation here, trading at a premium at 614 compared to our valuation at 224. If we look here, RV is neutral right now at 1.00. However, safe at 1.38. Trends in our favor. Buy rating, good growth rate and earnings. Yeah, you guys gave me good 5 companies here. Royal Caribbean, undervalued, $96 compared to $155. Updated day. RV is very positive. RS is the lagger here at 0.9. So a little bit risky, but is trending in our favor. But look at that GRT. That's actually the highest in the list. So this company has the ability to grow its earnings, Royal Caribbean. And then the last one on the list here, we have Ulta. Trading at $393. We value it at almost $570. So definitely an undervalued company. RVRS, so fundamentally positive ratings here. The only thing about this one, the RT is below 1, so it's in a downtrend right now. We have the hold rating on it. So if you are holding this position, just have some stops in place so it doesn't become emotional. But otherwise, as far as the indicators here, growth rate at 16, all 5 of these stocks look really good.
And of course, I'll take the bottom 5. So the biggest thing I'll say about the bottom 5, if you own these stocks, these are your problem children. These are your 5-year-olds playing Grand Theft Auto. That's what these are, all right? And you need to take a belt. I can't say that? I can't say you got to take a belt and pop them?
No, Glenn, not today.
I can't say that?
Not in today's society.
All right, fine. Let him do what the hell he want him to do. Fine. All right, so anyway, Starbucks,
Let him do it.
104 with a value of 70, 20. I'm going to say take a belt to somebody. That's called, I didn't say to beat them. I say you chastise them. There's a difference.
You made it sound
I didn't
like
say
you're gonna put a
beat
whooping
him.
to him, Glenn.
All right. Chastise them. All right. So anyway, 104, value of 70, a little bit overvalued. Wow, interesting. Not a stock, but not an ETF, but a stock. RV and RS both at 1. That's normally reserved for ETFs. Very interesting. Everybody likes to drink that expensive coffee. And it isn't an uptrend, but upside potential and safety is not there. Get with the times. Time out. Hold on. Where am I looking for? I'm looking for this.
What are you looking
I just pushed the cricket button. Listen. Time out. Glenn, you and I grew up in a better time when a belt got your absolutely it got your attention. It didn't get more than it got more than your attention. It got your attention.
I think my age group is kind of like the last of the good whooping.
Well, listen, everybody's entitled to how they want to do things. I could have caught a couple more. Did I ever tell you the story that I burned the kitchen curtains? And I almost burned down the kitchen.
You burned the kitchen curtains?
I did. I was in my matches phase in my life, and I was running around the house with matches, and I was burning the little, the little threads off of stuff, and the thread on the kitchen curtain got. So the first thing that happened, my mama got home. I was standing in the middle of the floor in my room. My mama said, "Boy, are you okay?" I was like, "Yes, Mama, I am." And it commenced to a whooping of a lifetime. But look at me now. Okay, so I never burned the kitchen curtains down before. After that, I bet not.
Well,
right.
you know.
So Datadog, good earnings. In metaverse play. Y'all just learned a little bit something more about Glenn. Datadog, look at this though, way overvalued. Notice the stocks on the bottom, for the most part, are way overvalued. Just be careful with those, all right? Datadog's got an RT above 1. I think that goes right along with beating earnings. Fundamentally not sound. It is news. It is news driving the stock's price higher. Fundamentally not sound. Palantir, a stock that I really like a lot more than Snowflake, which are two of the machine learning companies specifically for AI. I'm really a big fan of Palantir. They keep getting contract after contract after contract. The problem is the contracts are not turning into real money. All right, that's the problem. They're not turning into real money, and that's hurting them. Now, it does have an RT above 1, fundamentally not sound. Earnings growth of 23%. I like the play, but you got to time this play. Small caps. And you know something with Glenn is a pyromaniac. I just got called a pyromaniac. Well, I never did
Glenn,
that.
you're probably better off just watching Grand Theft Auto as a child instead of playing with matches.
The small caps with the market. With the pause in the interest rates, you would think that small cap would be rocking, but it ain't. All right, RT below 1, sell recommendation. Still giving me not a feeling of not warm and fuzzy. Dollar General is everywhere. You could be in the middle of nowhere and find a Dollar General. I think that's what they do. They say, hey,
that's actually usually where you find them.
In the middle of nowhere.
Either that or rough areas of town.
Why would I be like, hey, give me your money? I ain't got a lot of money. I'm going to shop at Dollar General. How you going to rob me and I'm going to Dollar General? That doesn't even make any sense. Give me your money. I ain't got a lot. Anyway, trading at $120 with a value of 78. Again, a company that's this presentation needs likes. Show some love. Thank you, Cheryl, and I appreciate that. Not fundamentally sound and not in an uptrend right now. Tough play. So if you're playing any of these stocks, some of them are news driven. All I'm telling you is to be careful. On a day like today, only one of them is going up. And I'm not a big fan of Starbucks. But it's got an RT above 1, so you got to like it from that perspective. Just be careful with it. Sherilyn, I hit the like button on the way in every time. Thank you for that, John. Glenn could only play Pong as a kid. Yep, that's how I grew up. I grew up on Pong. I did. I'm up on garbage. Up on what garbage?
What garbage are you up on, Jazz?
Dumpster. Oh, you looking for? That was Jazz saying he's a dumpster diver. Look.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Listen, those garbage plays are real speculative. If you're good with that, then go for it. I'm not. Dollar General. Let's go look at a graph on that real quick. Let's go look at a graph.
Should we do hot or not on the graph?
Oh, we should have done that. Why didn't you say that? Let's do hot or not on the graph.
Let's just do it now.
All right, let's go do hot or not on the graphs. That was your idea, was hot or not. Let's go to 6-month graph. I'm going to change the layout, though.
All right. And you got to give it a second because on YouTube,
is a delay?
It's about a 20-second lag.
Right. Where's my layout? I'm going to put this on trade. There we go. So we'll start off with
John says, hot or not, are we talking about stocks?
Yes.
Yes, John, we are.
Glenn, Amazon had news today.
This is something new that we're going to start.
Arena. Should be interesting. I don't disagree with that, Mark. Go ahead. Hot or not on Decker?
I'm hot.
It's getting hot in here. I'm going to take off all my clothes. I am getting so hot. I'm going to take
Glenn's
my
definitely getting canceled.
And then you sit back and go, because this show is number one. Yeah, number one. All right, so we're hot. Let's go to the next one. Next one is Annette. Turning over, but look at that 45-degree angle. I know you're waiting for it to pop up.
It's still hot in my opinion.
Huh?
It's still hot in my opinion.
I still agree with that. I still think it's hot, but I would be careful. All right.
I'd like to try to get at that level of support there.
What did you just type in? Thank you for. Oh, we got those are how many likes that just came in? Thank you for that, Sherilyn.
Oh yes, Cheryl. Oh yeah, look at Cheryl giving us a lot of likes.
No,
here.
I think she just was counting them as they were coming in. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, no, she was.
I think Annette is still hot. But I'd be careful. I'd be careful with the possible turnover. You know something? I think it's hot, but I wouldn't be adverse to taking half off the table. All right, that's the way I look at it. Dollar General needs to change its name to $5 General because they don't have anything for $1 now. Is that the case? I haven't been to a Dollar General forever.
Well, then they would just rip off Five Below.
Oh, isn't that the girl place? What's the girl place?
No, Five Below is like the urban Dollar General. Everything's less than $5.
What's the girl place? My daughter used to we're going to the mall.
Is that Claire's?
Claire's. Oh my gosh.
Claire's, right? With like the cheap jewelry.
Oh my gosh. Dad, can we go to Claire's? No, that stuff is garbage. All right, we can go to Claire's.
John says
so
Claire's.
we can go to Claire's.
John knows about Claire's. John, you got daughters, I assume?
Oh my gosh. Dad, this stuff is so dope. What do you mean dope? No, Dad, you don't know. I was like, sigh. Try to get to kids' jargon is ridiculous. All right, next stock, Lilly. Wow. That's another hot.
I mean, it's like a net. I think it's hot. Nice lower left to upper right price action.
I said that about a net, except for I'd be careful. But I like Lilly. I like Lilly. Bottom left, I think that's hot.
No, that's hot in my opinion.
That's hot too. All right, next one. Ooh. All right. Is it ready to move with the market? But is the market really moving? That's the way I asked this question on Royal Caribbean. Is this hot or not? I like the base. I like the 3 and the 8. And it just went through another level of resistance. Is this hot or not?
We just got a buy rating on it in the system.
Yeah, I see that. Hot or not?
I like it. I'm going to go hot.
I look at the downtrend, bro. I think you got to be hot. I think you're right, Ryan. RT just went. You got to be hot.
The only thing that I'm seeing is that we are entering from some consolidation from about 2 months ago.
Here?
Yeah, right through there.
Okay.
So if I haven't already bought this position, I'd give up a couple
bucks. How about here?
Just to get some.
How about that is a good spot to go against? Yes?
Yeah. So if I'm in it already, I'd be getting I'm more likely to take profits as I get closer to that horizontal line that you just drew.
If you're already in it, you live through that.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Well, unless you just bought it over the last, couple
then
weeks.
Then that's a different story. But if you live through this, that hurts right there.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to the next one. Oof. Hot or not?
I'm going to go.
I'm going to go. Type it in the room. Hot or not on Ulta? Hot or not on Ulta? Oof. It is a bottom fish, Fitz.
It is a bottom fish.
It is a. But RT is below 1. Wow. I'm with them. I need RT to show me something. I like the move, but I need RT to show me something.
I'd like to, honestly, for Ulta, I'd like to see a retest of that downward trend line.
Oh, here?
With some nice,
okay.
A retest on that trend line. And if I see some large volume or a nice bottom wick showing some buying pressure, that would be ideal and take out today's high.
I like Fitz says.
So if I can get a retest and take out today's high, I think this is a good bottom fishing opportunity.
Norman, you said hot. I can't judge. I shouldn't put you out there like that, Norman. I am, though.
You just called him out.
I did. I so did. I'm sorry, Norman. Oh, hot on Ulta. You hot on Ulta? All right. That's an aggressive move. I do like the formation of formation of a support. I do like the 3 and the 8, and I do like above trend. So, all right, Norman. All right. Go for it.
All right.
Ooh, hot or not? Is that earnings? Yep, that was earnings. Hot or not? Earnings made it move. Where did it stop? Right at a level of resistance. Hot or not on Starbucks? Ryan, I'm not.
I'm not
either. And it's moving up on falling volume.
Right at resistance.
Huh?
We're right at resistance.
It's right at resistance, and it's going up on falling volume. I'm not hot on this. Elf is also a bottom fishing play, but better fundamentals. Got you, Beaver Tail. Got you, Beaver Tail. Norman is laughing because of what I said. I didn't mean to call you out, Norman. Ryan made me do it. It was all Ryan's fault.
I made
Yeah,
it.
Ryan did it. Earnings per share in Starbucks is moving up. Well, that's dividend. Let's go look at earnings per share. Is it? It is moving up. It was moving up when the stock was going down. This could be a precursor of the moving up. I needed to break out of that level of resistance first. All right, next one. Datadog, earnings. That was earnings play. Hot or not? Not. I'm not hot. I know it got a buy recommendation on the move.
That's a buy rating.
Yeah, I'm not hot. Anybody? D-Dog, hot or not? Ryan?
I'm not hot right
I do
now.
like the earnings going up, but that was strictly earnings play. I'm not hot. Hottiosity because I bought it before earnings. Oh, you talking
But
about...
I didn't put Datadog in my metaverse picks.
He bought
for tonight's
Datadog
video.
before earnings. He's happy with that. Akshaya says it's a hottie. Datadog way overvalued. I'm not a big fan.
Yes.
I do like the earning, but I'm not a big fan. All right, let's go to the next one. Palantir, hot or not? I'll be the first one to say it. As much as I love it, no, it's not. I do like
I'm saying not.
Interesting that it's testing this level of former resistance now as a level of support of 18, 19. Look at where the wick stopped today. Could that be a possibility going higher with the buying pressure with the wick at the bottom? Possibly. I'm not hot. I'm not hot. Thank you, Sherilyn. John says Datadog bought on low RT on the NASDAQ 100. Going to make some corn dogs for lunch. Oh, can we get some corn dogs? Dang.
Corn dogs.
You don't like corn dogs?
Hey, Ultra, all I'm going to tell you is put your corn dog in an air fryer. It is delicious.
Oh, yeah.
It is
I'm
delicious.
Up on that. I'm up on that.
I'm up
Oh,
on
yeah. I've played in and out of Palantir. I'm not back in it yet. I'd like to see it take out the 3-month high, though. I do like the earnings per share. The company makes money. Those contracts got to turn the money. Palantir is moving up, resisted the downtrend in the past few months. I'm probably going to get back into Palantir, just not yet. All right, 2 more stocks, I think. Ooh. So this is on the credit. This is my ETF for credit cards. I'm telling you, I'm not hot. I'm thinking you play the bearish side of this. So I'm not hot.
Yeah, definitely not
I'm not
hot.
hot. Thanks for the suggestions. I left a like. Thank you. Thank you, Ultra Magnus.
Thank you.
I do like, no, earnings is not doing anything. I'm not hot on this. Russell will move up if and when the market feels like hikes are over. I think more and more people are feeling the hikes are over unless we go until next year. I don't think all this time, I think the Fed won't raise rates again until next year, which is silly on my part. Last one, Dollar General.
Bobby in Utah, Ryan, did you recently do a video on Palantir? I think I did a short on Palantir, if I remember correctly, that maybe a month or 2 ago.
Okay, I think you're right. Jazz says maybe stop at Dollar General to grab a corn dog. I'm going to Golden Corral. I hope my wife's not looking. I hope my wife's not looking at this. I don't know.
Both found in rural areas.
No, my Golden Corral is in I'm in Mooresville. There's nothing rural about Mooresville.
Well, I guess not now.
Yeah, I live on the lakeside. Unless you got poor lake people.
If you go to Golden Corral, Glenn, are you going to check out the chocolate
Heck
fountain?
no, and I told you why. I'm not going to say it again. Nope. And I know that's why you did that. I'm not going to talk about why I'm not getting into the chocolate.
Hey, just wondering, Glenn. I mean, I don't know. Chocolate covered strawberries sound delicious.
Yuck. All right, Joey, can you put us on the last screen? All right, y'all.
All right.
We're done.
Hey, it's been a great live stream.
It's been fun.
And thanks for everyone who stuck till the end.
How many people stuck to the end? Let's go see. 132. How many likes do we get? 72. Let's see if we can get 100 before we leave. If we don't, we don't. But
throw us some likes before you get out of here.
I love what we both bring to the table. And you know something? You don't have to be stuffy people to talk about the market. We can have a little bit of fun too. All right, and that's what we do.
Fitz said, Glenn, you're in NASCARville.
We are. And you know something? It's
Yes,
because I'm here in Mooresville that I had to pick a driver back in 2002. And my driver that I picked was Jimmy Johnson back in 2002 when I first got here to North Carolina because I was in NASCARville. So interesting about that. Hey, Glenn, what does it take to keep a green light? The price has to be higher on a week-over-week basis and still higher than the day before. All right, we got to close that way. If we close that way, we keep the green light. Glenn, do you still have TDW and TWI? Right now, Akshaya, I've got no oil stocks. I've got neither one of those. I don't have TDW or WT. I don't have any oil stocks at all.
Yeah, Akshaya, we talked on this earlier. Me personally, from a technical standpoint, when Brent dropped below 85, that support level, that happened as of November 2nd. I went down to 84.80. So I got rid of all my oil positions.
And Bobby, that's another reason why I'm still not warm and fuzzy about the market is because of the recent death cross as well. That's another. I don't want people to forget that I did a video about the death cross. All right. And I think that this market.
So what's your next video? The Golden Cross?
That's the other video, but this was a dirty cross. What is it? A death cross. I still not been warm and fuzzy about this market, but I've been saying that for the longest time. It's nothing new. I think the market.
John goes, will tonight's video feature Joey playing Grand Theft Auto with Ryan?
Wow, will it? Wow, Joey said, let's go.
Joey, we might have to start our own Twitch channel, do a little gaming.
Oh, I'm in too. I'll break out the PS4 for that. I don't even have a file.
Hey, Glenn, but don't tell your wife.
I got to do when she's out of town. She's traveling. She's in Louisiana this week. All right, folks. We love you to death. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Thank you very much for the likes. Thank you guys for coming in and week out. I'm going to start to need you guys to share this content with your social circles. We got to get more people in the room. John says, I'm going to start a channel called Stocks, Pot, and Politics. Sign me up, baby. Woo-wee! Sign me up. Except for the pots part. I can't do pot.
That sounds like a Joe Rogan podcast.
It would be a good Joe Rogan type podcast. We could probably get a lot of people show up. Stocks, pots, and politics. Wow. We got to think about it. We got to think about it. All right, folks. Hey, Ryan's going to sign us out this week.
Hey.
That's a good way to sign us out. Way to go, Ryan. Okay. Bye.
What? No. But really, if you guys got anything from today's live stream, just be cautious of your oil positions. Have stops in place in case these positions continue to go down. We already talked about some of the geopolitical, some of the global economics that are putting pressures on oil prices. But in addition, we talked about it from a technical level. That being said, don't miss tonight's video on the metaverse stocks. We haven't talked about metaverse stocks, I believe, in almost a year now. So definitely, definitely stay tuned to that. That'll be out at 6 p.m. this evening. And again, my name is Ryan. Glenn, it was good seeing you today, buddy. You guys have a wonderful afternoon. And don't forget to share this amongst your social circles. So that way, not only you know how to make money in the market, but you're sharing this information with others as well. Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. What are we?
Sharing is caring, Glenn.
Well. Later, folks.